How about an overview, a 5-cent tour of the Flash interface? In the upcoming lessons, what I'll do is I'll give you a much more detailed tour of the Flash interface, but I thought it would be important to sort of give you this sort of overall view of the entire Flash interface. So I'm going to start off right at the top of the Flash interface, and we have something here in Flash called the application bar, which runs right across the top of the interface. And this is new inside your CS4 and CS5 products. That's when it kind of came along. And it looks a little bit different on the PC side than it does here on the Mac side. So if you're on the PC side, hopefully it's not throwing you for too much of a loop. And of course, we also have our menus running right across the top of the interface as well. And as always, feel free to explore through the menus. You can check out what's what here. You'll find a lot of standard commands underneath File and Edit, for example, but there's going to be some weird, murky stuff as you kind of move further into the menus, commands and control and stuff like this. But you might want to familiarize yourself at least with the menus. Okay. Below that, we have our document tabs. We just discussed the document tabs and what happens when you have more than one document open or more than one Flash movie open at a given time. So that's hopefully all fine. And then below that, we have, I suppose we could call this our navigation bar, and it says Scene 1, and there's a grayed out arrow there. We really don't know what's going on there. We'll get into this more and more as you and I kind of journey further and further into Flash. And there's also some other icons and options and so on down towards the right-hand side of that bar. Hopefully no worries. Okay, now we also have, probably most predominantly on our screen here, in addition to the blank canvas that we see, is we also have this properties panel sitting here. And if you don't have your properties panel open, don't worry about it. I'll show you where you can go and find this guy if he's not on screen right now. But you'll have these guys sitting here. These guys are called panels. And I would argue that your properties panel is the most important panel inside Flash. And you'll also find some other panels, like you may see library there. And of course, if you click on that guy, he's empty. There's not a whole lot going on there. Same with properties. There's not a whole lot of action happening there. And I'm going to show you some more specifics on the Flash panels as we journey further and further along here. We also have a Flash toolbox, which I'm going to show you in just a little bit here. And you'll see there's all kinds of tools inside the toolbox. You'll see a column of icons, quite possibly, maybe not in the same position as mine, but you may see these guys here. So you might see things like swatches and color and things like this. Feel free to click around a little bit if you want to click on these guys and see what they do. And you might see some things here inside Flash that remind you of some of your other Adobe products. For example, I look at this, and right away I think of Illustrator, or maybe Dreamweaver, or maybe Photoshop's Swatches Panel, right? And I can click around on some other stuff, and I get these little fly-out panels or fly-out windows. We'll talk about these guys in due time. And then, of course, way down towards the bottom, we saw this earlier. I think I pointed this out very briefly earlier. We have Timeline and Motion Editor. I can click on those and expand those into the interface as well. And, of course, I suppose to finish off our 5-cent tour, we have Scrollbars. Very exciting, I know. If you've never played with Scrollbars before, buckle up and have fun with those. Anyway, there's a really quick sort of 5-cent tour of the overall Flash interface. Now, as I promised, what I want to do is I want to start getting a little bit more specific, and I want to start showing you some of the finer areas of the Flash interface. So let's check that out.